What up, what up? This is Finance Fitness for Folk, the channel where we discuss finance, a little bit of fitness, talk about some folk. So in today's episode, the topic is foreigners are making more money than you. I say again, foreigners are making more money than you. Admin notes, thank you for all to my subscribers, subscribing to the channel. I endeavor to push out videos, give you leverage to better yourselves. So let's get into it. So, foreigners make more money than you. Now, what I mean by that? What I simply mean is that most foreigners that come over here to this country, and I know it's kind of bad to generalize, but this is what I see, right? Perception is everything when it comes to reality to a lot of folks. A lot of foreigners that come over here are able to build wealth extremely quickly. Now, I'm not saying all foreigners are able to do it, but for the most part, for what I've seen, if they put the work in and they have the work ethic, which a lot of them do, they build wealth. And I'm sitting here like, how in the world can foreigners come over here? I mean, some foreigners come over here and pretty much risk it all, like leave everything behind, family, money, everything for the American dream. Some folks cross the border and actually die in the process or get very, very sick in order to come to this country. And they're able to come over here and capitalize on capitalism that's over here and are able to build businesses and create wealth. And I mean, it all boils down to, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, right? In my opinion, I can only explain this as Americans being lazy. And I'm not talking about, demographics is for, like, they say stereotypically that black folks are lazy and I don't know, and these other stereotypes that comes with other races and ethnic groups. I'm not even going to go that in depth with it. I'm just generalizing, like, Americans versus foreigners. Americans that actually were born on American soil, that are American citizens, versus foreigners that have to fight to come over here to become citizens. Those two distinctions, that's all I'm talking about. And most Americans don't have to drive to build wealth like foreigners do. Now, I do understand the concept that, like, when you have your back against the wall, it really helps the mind to create innovation. Because I know for myself, anytime that I ever had my back to the wall where I had to figure something out very quickly, trust me, the wheels in my head were spinning, and I was able to come up with ideas and make decisions very quickly because my livelihood might have been on the line, and definitely if my family was on the line, I definitely made moves. I definitely was out there shooting it, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want my family to suffer for any type of mistakes or any type of mishaps that I had, right? So innovation, innovation through struggle, it definitely will help you a lot when it comes to making money and building wealth. That's one of the reasons why I had put that short up, I think, one time before, maybe a couple of days ago, where I said, I think I said something to the effect like, struggle, build success, something to that nature. Basically, what I was trying to say is that, you got to take risks. That's what I was trying to say. You got to take risks in order to be successful. Most people that have been successful when it comes to building wealth took risks. They didn't play things safe. And I'm not saying to gamble. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that you have to come out your comfort zone in order to build wealth. That's how you have a lot of folks that will be at a job for 20 years working the same job and they don't want to move up because they're scared they're going to fail. They're scared they may lose their job, all these type of things. And that mindset will always have you hindered when it comes to building wealth. But getting back to the subject at hand, foreigners make more money than us. And it's ridiculous because, like I said, they're able to come over here and capitalize very quickly on a lot of things. They have, maybe family members that came over here first, and they call back and they're like, hey, this is how you do it, A, B, and C. Come over here, we're gonna do it. I can talk about all ethnic groups and demographics. Like, a lot of Hispanics that come over here, they're hustlers. They come over here and make money. A lot of Hispanic families that I know, they stay all in one house. They pool their money together. They all sleep in one house and they save up a lot of money. It's crazy. I got this one contractor that did a lot of the work for my house because my mother-in-law is in a wheelchair. So I had to, have a ramp and a couple other things modified for my house for her to move in. And this guy's from Honduras, and he comes over here, and he's a contractor, and he has people that work for him. I'm not exactly sure how much money he makes a year, but when you compare the American dollar to what his home country of Honduras, as far as their money is concerned, he's living like a king over there, So he'll come over here seasonally, and he'll come over here and do his work. A lot of his workers will still be over here and do work year round, but he goes back to Honduras for at least 3 or 4 months out of the year. Goes back, sees his family. I believe his wife is back there, and then he'll come back for about 8 months, and he'll do work, and he makes a lot of money, and he barely, well, I'm not gonna say he barely speaks English. He knows enough to where I'm able to have a conversation with him. But if I try to get too technical with him, sometimes they have to have an interpreter with him to figure out things. But that's immaterial. Bottom line is that even with a language barrier, he's making more money than I am. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to sit here and say that I'm broke, because I'm not by any means. But I'm not making, 500, 600,000, and I'm just taking a guess is what he's making. But when I've seen some of the contracts he has, he's definitely making a $500,000, easily making $500,000. Not born in this country, and we're having a business that has scaled as much as he has. There's a lot of cost to that, So even though he's probably making $500,000, in actuality, he may be taking home, at the expenses of buying equipment and materials and things of that nature, he might be making, maybe, I don't know, even after taxes, I don't know, taking a guess, maybe like almost 200 grand, something like that, maybe. Think about having 200 grand a year in Honduras. Now, I'm not like sure how Honduras economy is, but the American dollar is very powerful. We can get into another subject. We can get into that in another conversation for like how a lot of countries are trying to destroy the American dollar. But I'm pretty sure the 200 grand goes a long way in Honduras. He's able to send money home, take care of his family, all these things. But it makes you wonder, how did he gain the knowledge to be able to build a business here in America and capitalize on the American dream, right? With a language barrier. He came here not knowing English. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, we got folks that were born here that will die broke, will not build anything, will actually leave their family in debt. They got to put up a doggone GoFundMe to bury them. I'm not trying to make any light of that. Whatever, shout out to those folks that that have been put in debt, or or had loved ones that it really cost them a lot of money. It's a terrible thing. But that's reality. That is reality. There's a lot of Americans or whatever that don't have insurance. They haven't built anything for their legacy, and they leave their family in a world of hurt. And I'm pretty sure these folks didn't intentionally do that. But but it is what it is. It comes down to laziness. Foreigners that are able to come over here and build wealth they have a work ethic like never before. They every single morning they wake up, it's like they're on the grind, like they broke. They work like they broke all the time. Meanwhile, their bank account is fat. You know what I'm saying? They got a fat bank account, but they work like they broke. We got folks going to work that are broke and have a broke mentality. I said this in a previous video. I forget what the subject was for the video, but I think I said something to the effect at the very end of the video. I said that while folks are laughing at the Indian guy that owns the 7-Eleven down the street, maybe they're laughing about how he talks. They may be just being ridiculous when it comes to like, oh, you work at 7-Eleven, like you a peasant or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, so he bought that 7-Eleven. He making 6 figures easily. While you go to the gas station and you hope that your card swipes good enough for you to get some money out of that joint or whatever to gas your car up. You hoping that you don't go home with fumes. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, y'all. Look around your city and look around your area and look at all the foreigners that are not American. And I'm not saying go to folks and ask them are they American and now they're born here and everything. I'm just saying, like, you know, just look at the business owners that are around your city. You know, and you know, make a logical decision about it. What are they American? Could they be foreigners? And if they're foreigners, how were they able to build this? Were they able to gain this knowledge? It's all about hustle and grind. That's all it is. These folks got out the mud when they came here. They were in the mud, probably in their country. They came here in the mud as well, and then they built themselves up. Meanwhile, Americans are every single day dying broke. But this is supposed to be the American dream. We got to do better, y'all. We got to do better. Hey, take it from me. I was born in the projects. You know, like I said, roaches and rats, all of that, you know. And I built myself up. I built myself up through hard work and determination. You know, and I taught myself and I learned how money works. You know, I'm not saying that I have arrived and I know everything, but I have more knowledge about money than probably half of my family combined up until the day they passed away. And it was all through, like I said, hard work, determination, doing my own research, and just understanding and just having that drive to tell myself that I don't want to be a person that puts a burden on my family. I want to be prosperous, you know. I don't have to be rich, but I want to be comfortable. I want to live comfortably. And that's where I'm at right now. And I want you guys to be the same way. So I want this video to motivate you to look around your city, look around your area, just look around your whole presence and look at foreigners, not with hate, not with envy, but look at them as motivation for you to build yourselves. Because it's a shame that we got people that are not born in this country that are able to pretty much build wealth so quickly while we're not building wealth ourselves in our own country. You know, when you go to the local Chinese joint, a lot of them folks aren't American, y'all. You know what I'm saying? They weren't born in America, you know what I'm saying? But you're giving all this money to them every single year. Buying Chinese food, you know what I'm saying? Going to the markets and all these other stuff or whatever. And look at it. We're spenders and we're consumers instead of building things. They're building stuff. What you're helping them build their legacy by every time that you buy stuff from them. You're building their legacy. I'm not saying don't starve yourself and don't eat from them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it at all. I'm just saying that look at it from a different perspective when you give folks money. When you give folks money, are you invested in that? You know what I'm saying? When I buy products, a lot of times now, I'm like, okay, let's say I buy an iPhone. I have stock in iPhone. I have stock in Apple. You know what I'm saying? Because if I give something to a company, do I have something invested in them? Are they giving me? It's an even exchange. You know what I'm saying? I pay for something. I get something that services me. But what can I get more from that company? What can I get more from that person? You know what I'm saying? So anyways, foreigners making more money than us, and we got to use that as leverage and determination to better ourselves. All right. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to keep pushing the video out to give you leverage. Better yourselves. Finance, Fitness, and Folk. Triple F, I'm gone.